Good morning, fellow viewers. We are back with another match of golf with myself, Ben, Barack, and Donald.
This time we're playing 12 holes with collision on in the deep map, named after my favorite character in The Boys, #Deep did nothing wrong.
We're less than 20 seconds in, and Donald is already making the controversial takes. I was expecting it to take a little longer.
Donald does have an interesting way of subverting your expectations, not necessarily for the better. Back on topic, we will be fighting out who is the next winner. Spoilers for those who have not watched the other videos. Joe and myself won the first 2 matches, while Donald and Joe tied the last match. So we're aiming to have another definitive win this time.
Anybody with more than one working brain cell knows that it's me. Don't act like it's any real surprise at this point.
If you're the one winning, then how is it that I'm the one with the hole-in-one then?
I'm sure everyone gets lucky at some point. You just happen to get it much more quickly than normal. I guarantee it's not lasting.
Barack, can you explain why you're already sabotaging me? I don't even know what I could have done to you at this point.
I can't let you win. I have to get the first place spot. And you were the only one I could sabotage at the moment. It was nothing personal.
That's where you're wrong. It is personal now, and I'm going to prove it to you by me winning.
As long as you don't act like you did during the last course with you constantly getting over par, then you might have a shot. But at this point, it's just too early to say, since there's 11 holes left.
Yeah, well, I'll be getting a hole-in-one this time, which is just a sign of things to come.
Yes, Ben. This is quite possibly the easiest hole in the game, so even someone like Joe, who sleeps through most of our games, should be able to get it in without issue. That's nothing special.
Wow, you're right. The hole just started and we're already going to be moving on in a matter of seconds. I don't imagine the other ones are going to be so easy, though.
I do think it would be nice if I maintained all these hole-in-ones that I've been getting.
It would also be nice if you didn't exist, but we don't always get what we want.
That is a more unkind thing than what you would normally say to him. Why would you say that?
Oh no, I just meant that his character in the game didn't exist. I should have been more clear, though he probably wasn't awake to hear it. Right, Joe?
Where am I? Who is Joe?
See no harm done?
It's rather sad that Joe doesn't remember his own name, but even more sad for you that I'm getting this hole-in-one.
Hey, that was pretty good. I suppose there's no harm in doing the same thing myself, so I'll just get a hole-in-one as well, if that's all right.
Wow, to think I was so close to getting another one myself, but just barely missed it. That is quite a shame. Nothing I can't come back from, though.
Don't worry about it. You and I are still at par and didn't even fall behind that much. There's no reason for you to worry now.
That is right, Ben. I will say, after a few holes, there really isn't that much difference in the scores. Perhaps this will be more of a close game instead of someone falling behind at the beginning and then just not catching up the entire time.
Hey, I'm not sure how to really navigate this loop well. Do any of you know how to do this?
I don't myself. As long as we don't fly out accidentally, I think we'll be okay. There's not much we can do to mess up otherwise.
If there's one thing that Joe is good at besides sleeping, eating ice cream, raising gas prices, and sniffing children, it's finding new ways to mess up that nobody has ever come up with before.
Hey, I don't do all of that very often. Except sleeping, I guess I do that a lot. And I do eat ice cream a lot from the White House freezer. And sometimes the gas prices do go up when I'm around. And maybe I'll get an occasional sniffing from the nearby children, but otherwise I don't do that.
Your admission of that was so helpful to me that I don't even care you hit my ball away. I'm using all of those lines in my campaign against you. Although I don't have a great angle, so goodbye, Joe.
Okay, perhaps I do deserve that a little bit, but we'll see if that inconveniences me or not soon.
What inconveniences you is me getting this next shot into the hole perfectly.
You're right, that would inconvenience me. Good thing it didn't happen.
Hey, Joe, I think my golfer's instinct is coming back. You're going to miss while Barack gets it into the hole with no problem whatsoever.
Wow, it seems like you're seeing further into the future where you saw both of our shots play out. Can you just tell us who wins the game?
Yes, it's me, of course, so you can just stop playing now and save yourselves 26 minutes, which I'm sure Joe can use for his hourly nap time.
No, I think we're staying around. I already said I was going to prove myself by winning, and it will be even better if I prove your instinct wrong at the same time.
I'm staying too. My goal is to win 2 games before anyone else does, and I can't do that if I give up.
I'll stick around too. I really don't have anything else better to do, so I might as well.
Nothing better to do? You are the current president. I imagine there would be something better for you to do.
Oh, right, I am the president. Sometimes I forgot about that little detail.
Joe, have you already forgotten both your name and occupation? Did you take your pills today? Do you even know who we are?
Based on that shot he just took, it also looks like he forgot how to golf too.
Sorry, guys, it sometimes takes me a few minutes to have my pills kick in. I took them before the video started, but now I'm laser focused on winning against the 3 of you. No distractions.
Hey, did anyone know this half circle was behind us the whole time? I'm not sure if it's very useful if we can go down the map already.
Based on my shot, no, it does not look very helpful, which is a shame, but I don't think it matters all that much.
Let me show you how it's done.
Very well done, Ben. You made it into the hole so eloquently. Is what I would have said if you were actually successful, which you were not.
Ugo Team Ben, and now if you'll excuse me, I'm getting right up to Barack since we can't go down this looping section the whole way down for some reason.
With my angle I have, I'm not even really sure what to do to get to the other side.
I'm not sure either, but what I can definitely say is that you have to go way harder than that. Otherwise, you're bound to be in last place for sure.
If I wanted your deep analysis on something, I'd go to the Daily Wire front page, but I've never done that before, and don't plan on starting anytime soon or ever.
Is that supposed to be an insult? I know that my site is the highest rated amongst all of the right-wing media networks, especially when you consider Daily Wire, plus the subscription service where you can see even more content by me, Ben Shapiro. I plan on uploading my victory for this course on there to prove my superiority.
What are you going to title it? It took me 4 tries to get first place and only got it because I was lucky. How about I make my own site called Obama Plus, where you can watch my victory on the first course and see your failure on the Candyland map?
I think it would be a waste of effort since nobody would watch that on your site. The real fans of ours would definitely be happy to see my victory, at least that's what I assume.
I'm sure they would, but I don't think anyone actually would be interested in going there without being forced to. So instead they can watch some good content like me getting over this part, like Donald couldn't do earlier.
But I did make it over. It just took me a little while longer than I thought since I didn't know how hard to hit it.
I'm actually catching up right now, so you're going to see me finish very soon.
Oh, hey guys, I'm here too. I forgot to say that earlier, but I'm already nearly at the hole here.
I swear we're going to have to take him out of the White House and get him into the nearest old folks' home so we can just visit him in our golf sessions.
And then what? All get together and act like it's some sort of president playdate?
Yeah, something like that would be a good name for it. I wonder if that's already been taken yet.
It probably has been. Good thing we got the name President Central before anyone else that I know of. Now that I think about it, what does that even mean? It's not like I'm even a president despite the fact I've been in most of these videos, and it's not the central place to get all kinds of content.
It's kind of like the idea of Joe running for president. He thought it sounded good to start, but didn't actually think people would be interested at first. But it's too late to change it now.
No, I thought it was a great idea from the start.
I'm sure you thought that, it's just nobody else also thought that.
That is very accurate, but on a more important note, how are we supposed to get up here? This is some hill that doesn't have a lot of room to work with, especially at this distance.
Seems like I did a little better than getting it out of bounds, but not much since I'm still not sure how hard to hit it from here.
I'm guessing this will take all of us a few tries to get close before we finish this. I'd hope most of the holes aren't like this in the future.
You're likely right, but I think it's time that Barack gets his shot in to show you how to get closer without going out of bounds.
What do you mean by the Barack? Are you trying to steal my catchphrase of calling myself the Donald? It sounds way worse when you do it to yourself.
How is that any worse? It's conceptually the same thing as yours, so yours can't be better.
Despite the fact that Donald is in my way, I have to agree with him. Yours is less original than his, so yours loses some value for that alone.
I don't appreciate you hitting my ball out of the way, but I'm otherwise glad you agree with me.
Hey guys, I hope it's fine if I join you over here. I don't want to stay at the beginning the whole time.
Well, you aren't in my way, so I suppose that's okay. I think I got Donald far enough away so he won't impede my progress any further.
I think our main obstacle here is not necessarily each other, but trying to figure out how to get up top without falling to any of the 4 sides.
No, my main obstacle has definitely been as he shot me over here, and now I have to adjust myself just to get a decent angle.
I wouldn't have knocked you anywhere if your ball wasn't completely in my way. There was no option that would have gotten me around you and also up this hill. So maybe you could not be in front of me.
You don't need to worry about that, since your shots are already proving catastrophic to yourself without me interfering at all.
Oh no, I was so close at getting it up there, but of course I had to fall right at the end.
Don't worry, just watch how I do it and adjust your shot power as necessary. Then you'll make it right and probably...
Why would I do that?
Just watch.
Oh nice, you did get it in after all. I'll try to do that as well.
Or you can get it in like I will just now as well, assuming Ben doesn't block my shot somehow.
No, I'm not blocking your shot. I said I only hit your ball out of the way since you were in my way. I wasn't doing it just for fun.
Yeah, right, Joe. You better watch out. Ben is going to hit your ball just like he did to mine, unless you get it in soon.
That's not true. Joe Donald is just spreading fake news about my character and actions.
Don't worry, I think I believe you, but just in case I did get it in so I won't have to worry about you right now.
And just like that, we're all making it past this terrible hill part, and hopefully nobody such as Donald will smear my character any further.
Looks like we have two ties going on, one for first and second place, the other being for third and fourth place. It's still very close.
It'll be less close when I make my epic shot.
Looks like you were correct, but not for the reasons you were thinking of.
Hey, I know those door things look interesting. Do you think there's something hidden in them that would help us?
I think they are meant to have you time your shots, but if you want to fall down there on purpose, then please feel free.
I personally will not make any attempt to fall in there, as I'd imagine there is nothing good to find.
Well, then it's time for me to get the rewards for my efforts. Let's see what's down here.
This cannot go well.
Oh, hey, look, there's nothing here. Joe, could you have imagined that might be the case?
Okay, maybe my instinct wasn't correct, but you can't blame me for trying. It's not like it affected that much since I only used one shot to get in, and now I won't go in there again.
And somehow Joe's absolutely dumb idea placed him ahead of me, and now I'm still here while he goes ahead as if he made a good shot. This game is rigged against me.
What's wrong, Donald? Did your instincts not tell you that would happen? Maybe it was all planned by me for that to have happened.
We all know you could not have possibly planned for that since your IQ is barely past the single digits.
Okay, you're right. I did not plan that, but that doesn't mean I couldn't have.
No, you definitely couldn't have. We already know that was a complete accident.
At least now you can make a decent shot since you don't have anything blocking you this time.
Yes, finally the game gives me a chance to actually progress instead of just staying at the beginning because it doesn't like me.
And I can actually get through to the last section. Odd how this is much more of an open area compared to the rest of the map that's fairly condensed.
I won't need an expanded area. I have a straight shot to the end, making me the Benjamin on top.
Oh great, now you're stealing the idea for my catchphrase too?
If it makes you feel any better, I won't be using it to call myself the Joseph, though I am rather unhappy at my bad angle I have here.
That's fine. I don't have a lot to work with either since I'm further back thanks to the game throwing me out of bounds twice, but I'll still be able to make my comeback soon enough.
While you're dreaming of a comeback, I will be actually finishing the hole, making you two the only ones left who have not gotten to the end.
I think we'll both only need a couple more shots each, then we can move on to something different.
Maybe a hole that doesn't treat one of our players me unfairly. Since the game knows I'm doing so well, it has to plot against me to give you all a chance.
Yeah, that's it. It's just not possible that you're just worse at the game than you thought, and the game is doing nothing against you specifically.
That's right. I'm glad you agree with my assessment. I knew you would at some point.
I'm pretty sure he meant that sarcastically, Donald.
I choose to believe he meant it.
It appears that we are all only one shot away from each other. The lead is still very close, even though I am still slightly behind. It'll be interesting to see what happens next.
What happens is I will be getting back up to first place and I'll be winning the whole game, like I said I would much earlier.
Barack, what was that you did there?
I was trying to see if I could give myself a shortcut instead of using the main way ahead. It did not work out, as you can tell.
I'm doing the same kind of thing, but since I missed, I think it's not worth it after all. In interest of saving the time, since we'll be using the same path here, can we skip ahead?
I suppose right now is a good time to do so since none of us fell behind there or anything.
Hey, didn't you make this big speech on that Oasis map about not skipping because we're presidents? What happened to that?
I figured I'm not the president anymore, so I don't have to make those decisions myself, but even so, if it's reasonable to save time and if we're very clear about when it happens, then I think it's okay on occasion.
If you really want to save time, then you can hit my ball in so we don't have to wait for me to hit it in.
I suppose that would work, but that would also get you to be much further ahead than you deserve, so I won't do that intentionally.
I guess when you miss like that, then maybe you do need someone to hit yours in for you.
Watch how the real expert at this game, Ben Shapiro, does it, where he swiftly makes it into the hole before you.
Okay, I got it, point taken. I'll be able to make it in myself. Just you watch.
We just did watch me get it in before you did. That was really nice to see.
And just like that, the Donald makes it in with a par. So really, it's like I didn't fall behind at all.
For someone who didn't fall behind, it's weird how you're tied for third place right now. But maybe you'll make it up this time.
I would, but since I don't even know where to go, that's a little difficult.
It appears that there's a hole in the wall coming up, and once we get past that, we'll get closer to the hole.
Thank you, Joe. You could have told me that before I made my shot, but better late than never.
I'll make it in right now.
You hit Donald's ball, and now have a much worse angle to where you can't reasonably make it through where you are at.
Once again, I'll have to show you amateurs how the expert does it.
Amateurs, I'll have you know that I golf more than any one of us has during our presidencies, and I live at a golf course. If there's one expert in this game, it's me, not you, Ben. Your Daily Wire show pales in comparison to ones like The Apprentice, or even my cameo in Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. I am the superstar here, not you.
Most of those are not really things you should be bragging about, although you do have more experience than we do. How are you only at third place then? You'd think for someone who golfs more than he eats Whoppers and Baconators, you'd be better at it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Barack. I don't think I remember asking you. I must have caught dementia from Joe since it's usually him not remembering things. Can you let me know what your credentials are for being an expert at this game? You haven't been noteworthy since you lost the presidency to me, and your family is way less successful than mine.
I didn't lose the presidency to you. I ended my second term. That's not the same thing. Plus, you only won because of the Electoral College, since more people voted for crooked Hillary than dumb as rocks. Donald.
Guys, we need to stop fighting so I can focus my shots of basketball, otherwise I'll get distracted.
See, watch the master Ben Shapiro getting to the end instead of anybody else since he's clearly better at the game.
Oh, please, your score is going to be higher than the gas prices. Soon we all know you're falling apart soon. Even I won't be forgetting that.
Joe is right. We do have to focus, otherwise we won't be able to finish the game.
And here comes Barack on schedule to be the mediator, since that's the main way he gets enjoyment out of his life now, so he can feel superior to us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to finish the game with our friendship still intact. Maybe if you finished one of your marriages before you sleep with other women, that would be nice too, but I guess that's asking for too much.
That's fake news, and also I don't regret it. You're just mad I'm a better author than you are.
Hey, we're technically all authors. We just don't go parading them like they're major accomplishments like you do.
To be honest, I'm not sure Joe knows how to read based on my time with him.
I know how to read the scoreboard go up when you miss your shots like that, but otherwise, no, I just never got around to it.
I'm glad we're able to get all of our frustration out every once in a while during this friendly game of golf. Glad you're all such good sports about it.
Wait, were you not being serious at all?
Only a little bit, but I don't think it's necessary for us to get so upset that people wonder why we're even here together.
Sometimes I bet Joe wonders why he's here, but for different reasons.
I'm here to win. I just assumed you were here because you all like me so much.
For the sake of not delving into arguing for the next 10 minutes, let's just assume that is the case, sure.
I'm actually here to win more than you all here, which is evidenced by the fact that I made it into the hole first.
Don't count me out. I'm getting in there in a moment. I just had to make my way here slowly since I wanted to give you all a chance to catch up.
What do you mean catch up? How do we catch up when you're in last place? Isn't it you who has to catch up to us, not the other way around?
I think he just misspoke there. He does that sometimes.
Yeah, we know. I've personally made many compilations of him misspeaking and uploaded them to YouTube, but even that is somehow less embarrassing than you missing when there was nothing in the way.
I was also just trying to get some of you to catch up to my score, since I'm much higher up than Joe is right now.
I would normally believe you, but if you take a look at this shot now, I think Joe might be passing you soon since you're still unable to make it across.
I'll make it over. You just have to give me some time to think about how I'll be getting over there. I've got this.
Hey, do you remember when you got upset at me taking 9 shots for that Candyland map hole with those rotating holes last time? And if you'll look closely, it also seems like you're taking 9 shots. Funny how that works.
And yet I'm still second place somehow. I definitely lost a lot that time, but this is nothing I can't come back from.
Donald also won't be making
Shut
it
up,
back
shut
from
up
this
right
abysmal
now.
shot here, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know how to get a hole in one every time I start the map. I'll try better next time.
Just get over it like me, and you should be able to move on quickly enough.
Yeah, I don't see the purpose of having us go up this ramp thing anyway, but it's not that hard to get over.
That's because you learned off of my failure and were able to plan it accordingly.
Maybe next time you won't go first and someone else will be able to test things easily enough.
Perhaps you should have learned from my shot, and you would have made it across after all.
Okay, fine. At least we won't have to hear you complain about not making it over this time.
Hey everyone! I think the idea is we're supposed to keep going forward, but I actually had a different idea that might be a little bit more fun. Okay, so the execution was a little bit off, but I think we can make it over just fine and get into the hole in a much different way by angling it with the right power for our shots. Not sure if it's really a shortcut, but it could be more interesting than the standard path.
Yeah, once I get over there, I would be happy to try out something like that.
Okay, so this time we'll all try this way instead. That sounds entertaining. Maybe Ben will mess up a lot and leave room for one of us to catch up.
I really hope not. Being in the lead is quite fun. One of you should try it soon enough.
After I figure out how hard to hit this, it will definitely be happening.
I think the time will be running out by then, so let's not get our hopes up anytime soon.
Yeah, this idea was a bit more tricky than I thought it would be at first.
Once again, let me just show you how I get it done. Watch this. See, I bet some of you were doubting me, but it happened just like I thought it would.
Wow, that was pretty good. I think it's time I do that same kind of thing. It's Bidening time.
Okay, it looks like we're back to Joe not using that phrase correctly. I knew it had to happen at some point.
Oh, well, I'd like to see you try and do better. Okay, that was better. I wasn't expecting that to happen.
That's because I have my golfer's instinct, which always lets me know what the best move is to make.
Hold up, is that a skeleton in the background there?
Yeah, probably just one of Joe's voters.
You're likely right, but more importantly, I just made my winning shot, so I'll be staying in first place for the foreseeable future unless Joe pulls out a miracle somehow.
Based on what's happening on our screen now, I'm guessing there will be no miracle.
Hey, Joe, that worked perfectly except for that part that didn't, which was all of it.
Is that just your catchphrase now? I don't think we want to be hearing that in every golf match that happens.
As long as he says it to someone that isn't me, then I think it's fine.
Don't worry, I won't be targeting anybody in particular. It just depends on who I happen to find worthy of it.
And after what feels like forever, Joe finally looks like he's finished the hole.
Joe has given us a lot of time to catch up, as he told us earlier, since we are all ahead of him. We're also making the decision to skip slightly ahead past this loop to right now, where we've made it across, since there wasn't anything different or interesting.
I am at a slight disadvantage due to not having a great angle, but I think we're otherwise about in the same area.
It also looks like we're able to go closer to the hole if we go right in the middle, but it looks easy to fall off of.
I will demonstrate that by easily making it across right now, making sure there's no way I'll be inconvenienced.
I think I'll be trying something different since there is a way over on the left and right side. That'll lead to a different result.
Yeah, you falling behind me is the result we will all see coming from a mile away.
Guys, I'm getting kind of bored right now. Can I tell one of my amazing stories?
The only thing amazing about your stories is that they haven't gotten you locked up in an insane asylum. Plus, you offer it like every video.
Well, I want to share my tales with my friends, and this is a great opportunity.
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to keep you away if you keep offering. There's simply nothing good your
Wait, what?
stories provide us.
Are my stories really that bad?
Joe, your stories are the opposite of therapy. They make me not want to be the president. Just because I can't fathom the idea of being the president to someone like you.
That doesn't sound very kind, but I'm sure this will make for a great story sometime in the future.
How would that even be a story?
Easy. I'll tell it now. I once was playing golf with my friends when we were in the underwater map. We were all having so much fun that Donald told me to keep the future stories I had a secret because they were so special and that I should keep them for myself.
That is absolutely not how that happened.
I know, but I changed some of the details around since I wanted it to be more optimistic by the end of it.
Do you plan on telling these stories at your rallies too? Or do you only save them for here?
That's the main time I tell them. Think of it like this. All the people that go to your or my rallies already know who they are voting for. It's pointless to go over things when everyone in the audience already knows who they're voting for before I even show up. It's better to share my edited experiences with people to show them what kind of a person I am.
I think that's the first thing Joe has said this entire game that actually had some critical thought put into it, and it's happening over him getting last place in a game of golf.
And unless he pulls out the biggest comeback of the century, he is staying in last place, and I'll be here comfortably in first, just like I thought I would.
Are there any other cuts in the footage we will be doing to save time or not anymore?
Not now. We'll all be having a great time getting past this loop, and we're sticking with it until the end.
Hey, I thought of a great idea. If we're open to removing certain parts of the video that aren't fun to watch, can we take out Joe's entire gameplay? It would save so much time and we wouldn't lose anything of value.
I have to say you're making it quite difficult to turn these things you say into positive things for my stories later. I have to basically replace everything you say and add in my own details, otherwise it sounds way worse.
Hey guys, I think Joe might actually be making a comeback. He's making it through with no trouble and is already near the end, I think.
See, Donald, if you just say things like that, it sounds way better for when I tell my stories.
So let me get this straight. In the first Final Fantasy video, the bridge scene included you telling a story about how someone went to the hospital because they saw you standing in the middle of the road and presumably died. You left that in, but my unkind words needed to be edited out?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for clearing it up.
Hey, I'm not actually sure where the hole is. Does anyone have any ideas since I'm closer to it, I'm pretty sure?
I think it's in the middle of that carousel thing, but it's kind of hard to tell with it being blocked most of the time.
How about this, Joe? You figure out the best way to get into the hole, but don't actually make it inside. And the rest of us will keep trying to get past this loop at the beginning. Something Donald was not able to do.
Yeah, I got it. Sorry, I'm not Sonic the Hedgehog and can go through loops so easily. It's not as easy as it looks.
I do apologize, Donald, but I'm going to have to bring out the trusty facts and logic to prove your point wrong, as I'm able to make it through just fine while you will continue to have problems.
In fairness to him, it's not easy to get through. It's a new obstacle we haven't gone through in this capacity, so it's understandable that he's not doing as well with it as we are.
I appreciate your confidence in me. I'll see if I can make it in on my next attempt.
Can I say my catchphrase if you happen to miss?
No, you cannot.
I want to say it so badly, but I'll try to resist the temptation.
I'm proud of you for holding back this time. It can't be easy to not say something like that. It's like asking me to stop saying it's Bidening time or something like that.
Actually, now that you mention it, can you stop saying it's Bidening time too? I want to be fair to Barack and not exclude only him from his phrase.
I'm glad I don't have a phrase that you can request. I stopped saying, unless you count facts and logic. Although I made that up before this game, so I think it shouldn't count.
I suppose you all can say it. I don't want to hold you back at all. I don't think I have one anyway, so that wouldn't be fair.
Oh, I almost made it up the hill. One day I'll finish this hole. Hopefully it will be today.
I'm not betting on it, though. Now it's finally my chance to get ahead past this loop and join everyone else in getting up that carousel hill.
Good job, Donald. We knew you would make it across one day. You're only one over par past the starting area.
When you say it like that, suddenly it doesn't sound like as much of an accomplishment.
Oh, I was so close to the hole, but now I'm stuck with Joe here, and I'm not going to be able to catch up as quickly, if at all.
That's all right. I'm just glad to have someone here with me, even if it's in last place. Not really a great place to stay in, but I'll take what I can get.
Oh no, I was just so close to getting up there, but I'm falling yet again. It's a great time for everyone.
I suppose it's more of a great time for us rather than you, but I guess in general you're right. This section does make a good final obstacle, even though it's normally supposed to be 18 holes. I guess things just kind of work out like that.
And I'm still down here, no surprises there. Is anyone actually going to be making any real progress soon? Or do I have to bring out one of my stories to pass the time?
Evidently, Donald won't be since he's out of bounds yet again, but maybe that will change by next week.
It's not like you did any better before, and somehow I'm guessing you're going to do just as badly on your next shot as well.
Right after I'm done missing yet again because this hill is rigged and doesn't want anybody here to actually win.
If some good comedy will make you feel better, just watch Ben's shot.
Oh, hey, Ben, it's good to see your ball coming by here. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, sure, I'm happy to be here. That's what I was aiming for this whole time.
I think doing this harder will do the trick.
You just did the opposite of what Ben did, so neither of you made any real progress. But then again, none of us really have since I passed by the loop a few minutes ago.
This might actually do it. It looks like you're going to be making it up after all.
Yeah, that's right. Only 3 over par before getting up here. Good thing nobody else has reached me by now.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was saying how I'm happy that I have someone to join me up here now.
When you say someone joining you, did you mean Golf Master Ben Shapiro?
I wasn't going to say that exact name, but in concept, yes.
I may have been sleep golfing most of the game, but now it's time for me to focus up. It's Bidening time.
How is it that you're all up here at the same time?
It was so that I can tell all of us a story together.
Okay, yeah, I'm definitely sending you out of here. I don't need the win. I just can't take your stories.
I suppose I should have expected that to some degree.
Hey, I wanted to hear his story. It's Bidening time.
What? How does that make sense? That's not your last name. Plus, you inconvenienced yourself there too.
It sounded a lot better in my head.
I'm not going to bother sabotaging anyone. I'm just taking my victory where I can get it.
Good job, Ben. You deserved it after all the trouble we gave you the past few videos.
Hey, actually, where did Joe go?
Donald knocked me in when he tried his sabotage, meaning I got in first.
If it means no stories, then I'll take that as a victory for you and I both.
I'm about to get a victory myself when I make it in soon.
Hold on, I still have one more sabotage in me today. I got this.
Nice job not falling away from here, but I was not heavily affected.
Yeah, you can't blame a guy for trying.
I suppose not, but this course needs to be over soon, so I'm not revenge sabotaging now.
Yeah, that's for the best. Good job on your win, Ben. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. See you all later.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And peace out, people.